there is a power in that. Like I feel like when it comes to things like clarity, like when you start with when, having a clarity in when, now the how follows. It's easy to implement it compared to when you start with how. Yeah, with how there is a lot of blurriness and years will pass by.
Anashangaa labda niko na mtoto wako wapi leo, sitamuona hapa, acha niende. But msara akipotea for that period,
it's an issue.
Itakuwa ulienda wapi? Ulikuwa wapi? Siko kucheze hapa. But the man is be like, atakuwa like sawa, atajibu sawa.
We used to go like the whole day.
Yes.
Yeah, like there was a stage in life where I didn't used to take lunch at home. So tutatoka saa 3 twende round Mwenda. Then we'll come at 4 and no, as long as we are back. Yeah, but I can't imagine the same with my sisters, and it is also valid.
Yes.
Yeah, them disappearing for 1 hour, it's
1 hour time a lot.
It's like a lot.
Mimi nikicheza iko nje 30 minutes we rudi maji break.
Yeah.
Unaonekana I am here, I am around, I am not gone anywhere, you see. Owning up to your emotions, understanding who you are, also understanding what where you need a break and not to give, to just receive. So many men don't know how to receive. Like they can be open to receiving, but once you give them, they start also going away because they don't know what to do with this receiving. Yes, I'm giving you something, you deserve it, but they're like, I don't deserve it. And I'm like, okay, sawa, but you do deserve it. Me, but hata kama basi you don't deserve it, you just take it. They still don't know what to do with that thing. Not like a physical thing, it can be, affection. So they are not used to that because they have been tailored in a way that you're the person who should give, and the person who should, they're constantly giving a lot, giving. So they don't know at all what to stop and receive. And when they do receive, they find it as a weird feeling. And so they have so many different mechanisms.
Hi everyone, again. Welcome to Quickfire session, and I'm going to answer a question that was left by the last guest called Beatrice Mithen. So she left a question saying, what is that secret that you have never shared, but when given an opportunity to advise someone, you would use it to give hope or advice? I think it will be, I've bargained. I think I have to. Don't shrink yourself to fit in anywhere. Be your weird self. Be you, whatever being you means to you. But don't shrink yourself to fit in anywhere. Like, it doesn't get you anywhere. It just brings you more regret and more regret. Like you won't want to get into 5 years down the line and you're like, you could have done this differently. No, be you, experience life, explore life how you see fit. Even if the best person you'd want for them to be part of that journey is not. So don't shrink yourself. Yeah. Loves. Bye.
Last year, I got a beautiful chance to attend a dinner on behalf of the organization. And we met the founder of that organization. And we met the founder and the wife and a few other people who were around. It was a very, very beautiful thing. When you're meeting somebody who started something that is very big,
successful.
Yes, very successful. You're in a very heavy space. Like you need to be quiet and learn. But for some reason, I was not even quiet. I was just talking. I was just being my own self, like making jokes. I'm not a very social person, but I can be sometimes. So just interacting. So where I was sitting, he was seated next to me, him and my wife, and me and my friend, and now the other counterparts who are within, or who are within the organization on different roles. So who are there, who are coming together on that dinner. I think it was the last day they were in Kenya or the second last day. I don't remember. I don't quite remember. But we had a beautiful dinner. Hey, we ate meat. Hey, we ate meat. I've never been to Fogogocha. I was in Fogogocha for the first time. Like, yani,
Oh,
you're
it
just
was
eating.
Foguchi.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So you just eat. You
Oh,
just turn
man.
your card like this when you
And
want to eat. When you don't want to eat, you return it
you
like
return
this.
it. Uh-huh.
And we ate.
Mhm.
That was a very key point. You know,
How much was it then? Last time I checked, it was 3,200, I guess.
per person.
Per person.
I don't know.
Or per couple.
I
Per
don't know.
person. Okay. Uh-huh.
I don't know. I can't put an
Oh,
amount on it because I was
it's
not
okay.
there when this happened.
Oh,
I was
it's
just
okay.
very willing to
Oh,
eat.
okay.
So when we were just, now discussing, introducing ourselves, we we're just making jokes. So I had two females beside me, and also a female and another male.
Mm-hmm.
And so people just, having conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next counterpart, we started talking.
Mm-hmm.
We're actually not extremely good friends, but at least we have been in spaces. I've met her again, and she's been really proud of what I'm doing. She's also an amazing woman. So the next person, she was called Nancy. She was the one actually. So we were just discussing, we are just making conversations with the next person, and then we were talking, and then Nancy also helped now the other female who's called Maria to with a book. She was writing a book. And then, they were now discussing how big it has been. They didn't expect it, how like it's changing lives and, especially women in faith. And, it was a very beautiful conversation. It was like, okay, that is very cool. And so we're discussing, they're like, what are you doing? What are you venturing into now? So I'm like, guys, I'm not even venturing into anything. I've just resigned. I don't have a job, by the way. And it was just a very beautiful conversation to navigate it. So that is when I learned what Nancy does, and then Nancy was very. So I explained about the community and where I've been stuck for a while. I didn't know that is where the intervention would be coming from. You see,
Yeah.
so when we just having different conversations with people, but I didn't know that is where the whole turning point of this community would come from. So having the conversation, we're like, okay, so this is what I'm trying to do. This is where I'm stuck. I can't be able to understand or navigate. I don't have the needed resources to move past this. It has been a very heavy season to move past this, especially with what I want it to become. And I was like, okay. So we conversed. I didn't know that after that there will be an afterthought of, well, I was just sharing, we've asked a question and I'm like, this is where I'm at in my life, this is what I'm engaging myself in. So we had conversations with the founder. It was a very beautiful time. Because it also is not clear. So he was asking, as youth, what would you expect? Because it is, as I mentioned, a leadership program. So he was very keen on asking leadership questions, like you see, with everything that is happening in our country, in like Africa, where do you see it in the next 5 years? What are your contributions towards it? So we're just sharing. We are there, so we are listening. And in my beautiful sense, me, I love those intimate questions, deep questions.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're gonna ask me, and then I'm just gonna share everything that is in my heart, your body. So from there, I didn't know that would be a very amazing turning point. So I didn't have their numbers, so they go back. As it goes back, Maria, we meet at another event called Misunderstood. We meet at that event. She was a speaker at a certain panel discussion.
Mm-hmm. And for the what does misunderstood somehow advocate for?
So mainly it's for the women,
For the
but
women.
for that specific event, they also invited the gents. It happens, I think, quarterly or quarterly. There's also another event that is going to happen almost at the same time at the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. They charge?
Yes, they do
to
charge.
Mm-hmm.
They do charge.
How much was it then?
I think 1,000 bob for 800 for early birds and 1,000 bob for a ticket. Then I'm not sure how much the tickets were. It's a
the
bit cost friendly. Yes,
okay,
yes,
okay.
yes. Because it is also for community for the community. It's headed by a very amazing woman called Nyawera. If you check her out online, I think you know it.
Yeah,
You've heard of
I've
her.
heard of her.
Yes.
And also, like for the way that event, like the nature of the event, is it just speakers or what else is in the event?
So many,
Public speaking,
I
seminar,
wouldn't. Yes, like seminars, but
Seminars.
in a fun way.
In a fun-
Seminars are. I wouldn't call it monthly, but like a seminar structure. So you come, network, have fun. There's usually music. There's usually no panel discussion speaking on different themes and prayers. It's just a community where women come together. And there was also a theme like, dressing up. We women love to dress up. Eh? So there's also like themes to like come. Like, I think for that event, I'm not sure what the in fact, I don't remember the theme very well, but like there are different themes.
Yeah.
Like you could come to an event, maybe unpack your failures and fears, and then now the conversation is towards that, trying to navigate how can you unpack, because everybody at some point they have been afraid, they have failed, they felt like failures. So having a community that reminds you that it is okay to go through these things and come out strong and interact with different people with similar experiences and have fun doing it. You see, so those are that is like how the event is. So we met at that event with Maria again. She was a speaker, and it was beautiful to interact again with her. Now hey, remember, yes, yes. So during that, after that event, Nancy has already gone back to her home, and then I think from our interactions, she was really amazed, and then now she looked for my number. And then after that, it's when she just contacted me, and then she was like, I was very amazed with what you're doing. You're really, trying and doing to bring change, and that is what leaders do. And we see that you've been learning and experiencing what leadership is like, and this is a very beautiful chance for you to, learn and explore what you could become. And so from there, we started having like online meetings, her guiding me on, this is how you can create a good community. This is what you can do. This is what is expected. This is so she has been journeying with me ever since, and it's what the community looks like today. It's not all on my own. I have a very beautiful team, and thanks to Nancy and people like her around, guiding you and reminding you, this is what is needed. This is not what is needed immediately, or this is how you can structure your research and come about very strongly, and also get good partners on board to assist you or collaborate with people, because there's power in collaboration. And if you are a community, then you understand community is not on one person. Yeah, it's Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
Yes. Yes, there's power in that. Community being strong. So we're just seeing now, even in our country, people coming together. There's power in that. A voice is created, a very very loud voice. You see, so she really made me understand as to why collaboration is also very important. Because to me, I saw, can't do it alone. We don't want collaborations. But there's just power in learning and understanding how to. So that is now, we started now conversing, and then we started now having a good headlight beginning of this year. So beginning of this year, then we said like in Q2, since we've been talking and talking since the last year, Q4, we will try and do something come 2025 Q2. So we started now talking about it last year. Yes. So coming into this year, we knew a structure of what we wanted for this year on every quarter. but we still didn't understand how we will navigate how we will navigate that structure. Because also then I didn't have a team, it's just my friends assisting me. And then now what I did now after our last meeting in Q1, I went to my calendar, checked when Father's Day is, and set a date. And I was like, we are gonna do an event on this day. Not knowing how, not knowing the structure, the logistics, but you're gonna do you're gonna do an event.
And let me just interrupt. There is a power in that. Like I feel like when it comes to things like clarity, or like when you start with when, having a clarity in when, now the how follows. It's easy to implement it compared to when you start with how. Yeah, with how there is a lot of blurriness and years will pass by. Yeah. So
you start by the when.
Yeah, and if my committee member is watching this, that is why I have they were wondering why dates of all the events are already out. So dates then now how towards each event. So they kind of felt like I was rushing, but there is magic in that. There is magic.
We are affirming there is power.
Yeah.
There is power. There is power in having
a when.
Yes, a when. Because a power is this is because when you know when it's happening, you start to plan. It's like when you know the deadline is on Sunday, you need to find that money maybe to buy that ticket. That is why there's always a deadline on something. It makes you work twice as harder. And you can always get to the goal and then feel like it's not yet ready, but you will never be ready. You just start. You see, you just choose the action and start. Provided you have, I usually say, provided you have your strong why as to why you're doing it, then a lot of convictions will come, but you will still stick to that thing because you've thought about it, you've played the scenario a lot of times, and you have come with your why. Like, this is why I'm doing it. Then you will follow it through. So I set a date, 15th June. How am I gonna do it? Do I have money? Do I have partners? Do you even know how to? Okay, I've been part of planning events back then a lot of times. That has been something in me, in church, in communities, in the different organizational spaces that I've been in. I've planned. Planning is something. Give me that to-do list to check it. I'm gonna help you. Yeah. So planning has never been an issue with me because I am a planner. If I don't plan, my anxiety levels goes on over and beyond. So I am a planner. So planning wasn't that easy. Execution was the one that was very challenging because I am a person who also, how is this gonna happen? Why is this happening? And then so many voices. And sometimes before I get grounded, I can be swayed a lot in all of those voices. So we set a date. We're still continuing to have meetings and now we have a good pitch deck where we can actually enter into a space of different people and pitch our idea and get someone on board because it looks well, it's well organized, the mission and the vision are well structured, the problems that we found, the solutions that we want to solve. So in hindsight, the problems men face, it's I wouldn't say toxic, but the masculinity sense of be tough, you don't have to cry, emotional awareness or being resilient emotionally. Men are not taught that. When you are as young as 9 years, what do you remember being told by your parents?
In terms of
when you ukianguka chini,
when ni mwanaume,
if you have siblings, ukipatikana wewe mtoto your sibling amegongwa mahali ama why you be the boy to be answering that question, kwa nini ulikuwa wapi? You see, there's that sense of immediately an African man grows up, they've already been tailored you need to protect. Even if they don't understand that word, you need to give your energy somewhere. You need to, you are tailored to, you need to know the hard stuff. That is why when a woman starts going into construction, you're wondering, that is a job for a man. No, it's not. You see, if a man goes to a salon and starts braiding or making nails, it's like, why are you being a woman? No, you see, we want to tailor the boy child into a way that you can be what you want to be, and you're supported. It's not a matter of this role is masculine, this role is feminine. No, if this is something you truly feel passionate about, then explore it. Feel what it brings. If it's fulfillment, if it's doubts, restructure, start, go at it again, or go to another thing. So that is what the community aims to do. So it aims to solve these specific problems in our community for the men. As I said, it deals with men from 15 to 35 years, but we are mainly creating awareness this year. Overall, in our physical events, we've had a wide range of people coming, and that is why we are very open. But we also want to have, the energy and tailor it to from 18 to 24 years, because there's a lot of transitioning happening there, from high school to uni to workspace to, not understanding what you want to be. And then these are very crucial years because they make or break your future. Because if you make certain mistakes on your mid-20s, then you get to early 30s or maybe 30s, and then it becomes so hard for you to explore life in a certain way, because you are a person of consequences from your early ages. So we don't want people to have bad consequences. We want people to have learning opportunities. And we want to just journey with them in redefining what masculinity is. Not every time I'm not saying like you should cry physically, because sometimes, especially if you find a grown up man, crying is very difficult. Like a tear coming out from a man's eye. I think sometimes it's very, very difficult to stay with. I think yeah. Yes, I think I was watching a podcast on Abel Mutua, and then he was saying that I don't think Judy has ever seen him cry. And I've been together for how long?
Many years,
Many
since campus.
years, like that is so strange. And it doesn't mean that he doesn't get sad, but he does. But just that he doesn't cry. You see, so it doesn't mean that you need to cry, but owning up to your emotions, understanding who you are, also understanding what where you need a break and not to give to just receive. So many men don't know how to receive. Like they can be open to receiving, but once you give them, they start also going away, because they don't know what to do with this receiving.
True.
Yes, I'm giving you something, you deserve it, but they're like, I don't deserve it. And they're like, okay, sawa, but you do deserve it. Me, but you don't deserve it, you just take it. They still don't know what to do with that thing. Not like a physical thing, it can be, affection. So they are not used to that, because they have been tailored in a way that you're the person who should give, you're the person who should, they're constantly giving a lot, giving. So they don't know at what point to stop and receive. And when they do receive, they find it as a weird feeling. And so they have so many different mechanisms to cope with it. It can be ego, it can be, so they start acting up in a different way that you don't understand, and then you feel like, okay, what is happening here? Does he not want me anymore? Does he, and then you feel like, so navigating all of this in our community, we want to really change it. Not only in Africa, but not only in Kenya, but in Africa. We want to be able to reach all, if not all, at least different counties, and to be able to journey with the different men in creating awareness where you matter, you are seen, you can explore, the way I have different communities and various communities telling me you're young, you can explore. I don't think a man my age is told the same thing. You're young, you can explore. You're like, at this point now, you should be having certain material things so that you can be ready to get, you see. So we also need to just train our boy childs on to receiving and to protect the right way, so that you can also, so things like femicide can stop. Sometimes, mostly maybe they can be acting out of emotions, out of something that is deep within them that they've been holding for too long. So anytime that maybe they're in that relationship and then you act up, the only thing they think is hata wewe ni kama wengine, you leave, you do something nini. So they act with that heinous act. But if we can come together as a country, as a community, as people, and just support these people, because they also deserve some love, let me say, because not in my tenure of doing this in that year, also in my years of working with organizations, the boy child has just been left out in a lot of ways. I've worked with an organization that was strictly for women. One of the things that also made me want to just start a men's foundation, a men's community, being a woman, and also being scared that I'm not also safe. It is during that tenure of working there, we would have community outreach, right? We would go to the places where the girls are, try and understand the environment and the different challenges that they are facing so that we can implement programs that work for them. And so one time, or a couple of times, when we were just going to community outreaching, and then you'd see parents. So we call them mama boys, like a parent who is a parent to just boys. Like they,
like this. Okay, like watoto wake wote ni wanaume.
Yes.
Okay.
Hana wasichana. And what is the community doing? Helping girls. So they're in the same community, right? Maybe living in, let's say, in Hurum, in because it was mainly in Kayole, right? In Kayole. And then in that community, there's the same kind of problems and the same kind of poverty, right? And like the same kind of challenges. But we are going to that community helping who?
Ladies.
The woman.
The
girls.
The girl child.
The boys are left out. They're the same age, the girl and the boy, they're the same age. The girl is not going to school because of school fees. The boy is also not going to school because of school fees. But we come here and help the child, the girl. What is the boy remaining left home to do?
Nothing.
To be idle, to learn on himself, to be strong on his own. Because also the mom won't baby the boy. Like they will protect the child, the girl. Sasa wewe ni mtu mzima. Ende uko cheze na wengine. But in the same aspect, the girl can't just go outside and play with anybody. Especially in certain communities. Napata kijana anaweza enda nje acheze for about 2-3 hours tangazia. Anashangaa, na bado niko na mtoto wako wapi leo? Sijamuona hapa, acha niende nimtafute. But msara akipotea for that period,
it's an issue.
Itakuwa ulienda wapi? Ulikuwa wapi? Si kwamba ucheze hapa. But the man is be like, atakuwa like, sawa, atajibu sawa.
We used to go like the whole day.
Yes.
Yeah, like there was a stage in life where I didn't used to take lunch at home. So tutatoka saa 3 tuende round Mwenda. Then we'll come at 4 and no, as long as we are back. Yeah, but I can't imagine the same with my sisters. And it is also valid.
Yes.
Yeah, them disappearing for 1 hour, it's
1 hour time a lot.
It's like a lot.
Mimi nikicheza iko nje. 30 minutes merudi maji break.
Yeah.
Unaonekana I am here, I am around, I have not gone anywhere, you see. So during that time, we'd go and create, just understand their stories, then sign them up to the program. And then the parents, we actually met two parents who were crying and laying out the situation. And when you're in that career, you're taught not to cry with them. It's like when you go to therapy, the therapist usually doesn't cry with you, but it's heavy. It's heavy on them, but they've been trained because also it creates a different rapport with the client. So you can't cry with her. So we are there listening. I met three parents. Two were single mothers, and one was a single dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure also we advocate for single dads as how much we advocate for single moms. So these challenges are there, all right. So we go, they cry. Najua mnakuja kwa hii nimeona, because it was now a very loud a very loud program. It started, parents coming and asking if their children could sign up and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had a very strong program.
Mm-hmm.
And so the parents, the single mom comes and mimi ninateseka kama vile huyu anateseka. Umekuja kwa hii plot yetu, na kenye huyo anapitia ndio mimi napitia. Kama hana maji sina maji, kama hana chakula usiku sina chakula. Watoto wetu wanacheza pamoja, saa zingine tunaenda tunapika chakula nyumba moja ndio wakule. Saa zingine sisi hatukuli, hatuko hapa, tunaenda kutafuta vibarua za kufua, hatupati. So umekuja, yeye ameona njia ya kutoka kwa hii shida. Because when your child is educated on, that is one way to leave poverty. Because you're knowledgeable, you know how to navigate life now, you know what choices to make. At least you're better off than somebody who doesn't know. So knowledge is very powerful. So we are educating this lady, but this man is left to the streets. You do what you gotta do to feed your own men, your own boys. So she cried, akinisaidieni tu, hata msichukue wengine, don't take others, because they are also at the same age group. Don't take others, nichukulie tu first boy. School fees yake imenishinda kulipa kwa form 2, na mimi akistaki aingie into crime. That was what she said. Sitaki aingie into crime. Because crime is very rampant when you're idle. Because now you're struggling very, very much. Mom is struggling. Ameishia, sina food. Ameenda kuchina maboys, nasikia tuishie tu hivi. Hiyo siku moja anapata dawa, anarudi home. Yani this is how this good thing, that is how it starts. It's just petty, then it becomes bigger. Akisitaki apote, nimejaribu yangu yote. And she was crying. And the whole time I'm there, I'm like, deep down I want to help you. I had money on me. So I was like, I can't help you. But because of your story and how you're struggling today, this is what I can give you. And this is not from one organization only, because you're just touched. You don't have, but at this point, you feel very sad you're remorseful. Kwa nini unateseka hivi? And my hands were really tied because the program is not, I'm not funding the program. And the program has strict instructions. Even if I take the boy's name, he won't be assisted. You see, unless Campfire comes sunshine. But it was very difficult to have programs where you could help the boy child, right? So that is the first parent. The second parent, almost a similar situation. The third parent, who was a single dad, he comes to me. Have you ever seen an old dad shedding a tear? Hey, but I cried with him. I was like, I'm not supposed to cry with you, but let us cry together because this seems like it will help you. So I was just signing up, and then you are saying the rules, talking to the community, and then I would start signing up. We used to go with like Nyumbakumi people because of also safety and stuff, because also we don't know how that area is. So you can't just bump in and go alone. So I had some old wazees also guiding us in old mamas. Like if you know what Nyumbakumi is, It's a way that those systems are incorporated in certain locations to just put more emphasis on security. So they know the area, they interact with the locals and raise certain issues to the chief, so the chief can also know and raise certain issues to the MCN, what else. And so I was just working, and then the dad came, and well, he was just listening to what I was telling the few mothers who I had there, so that I can be able to sign up. Because a person who's under 18, you need consent from the parents. A person who's over 18, then they can make the choice on their own. So for the younger kids used to have talking with their parents first, have consent. So he was just passing, and then he just came in between. So after I was done, he waited. He waited until I was done with like 6 parents, and then he started to have a conversation with me like, nimekuwa nikiwaonaona huku, hii ni nini inaendelea, I want to know maybe my son can benefit. Mimi nikasikia tu sana, nikamwambia the organization, the program is running, it does this and this, but it is for women, it is for girls, young girls from as young as 9 to 24 years. Akamake a big sigh, like nikaa pia hiyo siku alikuwa ametoka pahali, and then it was not fruitful as how he wanted, and he came, he was just passive, like, it has been a hard day, guys, give me some good news. And it was more bad news. Sorry, sir, we can't help your son. This is not it. Look some other place. And then, so he pulled me like quickly aside, but then like somebody from the Makumi saw, and then he saw interaction, like, why are you pulling? So he came. The person from the Makumi came and like just stood there. Now almost the whole conversation until he saw that this is just a very normal. He didn't go far, but he was just around. Safety reasons. So he starts to narrate how he is a single dad. I was so shocked because until then I didn't know that they were single dads. Like I knew like that is information that is out there.
Yeah, but
it's very few occasions that you see them. Yeah. So he's just saying how the wife, I'm not sure if I can't remember if it's dead or like it's incapacitated, or I'm not sure. Like there's something happened with the wife, so he's the one who is taking care of the boys. And then he was just saying how hard it is for him to even get a job and get support from anywhere, because then there is no support for men. Like it was very difficult on him. Imagine on a public space, because we usually did those forums, like signing up and community outreach on a public space. He was just there because I was looking at him like this, and he was like at this side. And so it was the side not so many people were looking, but it was also in a public space. He was like narrating the story, and then he starts to cry. And I'm thinking, I'm having goosebumps because now I can't hug him. Those are things that you already taught. You can't be doing. I can only be remorseful from where I'm standing. You see, so you just pat him kidogo, like it's gonna be okay. Is it really gonna be okay? It's not gonna be okay because right now he's going back home with no food. So I just went and talked to there was a very good guy who was like taking care of us, and was like, this guy is really struggling with this and this and this. So he just offered from his own money to just buy for him and his kids for that night. But that is not sustainable. So that was very heavy. And you go back home with zero therapy. Hey, you go back home and you're like, am I really supposed to be here? Because what is this that I'm doing? Because this is so heavy. So I think for that, so since that day, I just had a turning point of now having to research on spaces of the boy child, on what you see, like things like that. And that is what that and so many other reasons that drive me to this side. Because sometimes you're told, if you want change, be the change.
Be the change.
So mimi ninaanza kuwa the change. I've gotten so many heavy comments as well doing it over time. Like when it's chana, unajua nini. But I usually say I have my why. I have my very strong. You might not understand it, and it might also be you're suffering from something, and this is just you not accepting support as always. As always.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is like me now, like dealing with the heavy people who are just talking back. There's also a thick skin to all of this.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have a boundary on also how people are talking to you,
Mm-hmm.
and so you just block that out. And I think that was just very heavy, and that is why, and so many reasons that as to why I created this community, to be able to be there for that man, that dad, mm, that young boy who doesn't know and who doesn't feel supported, who feels like in a world where there's so many spaces for women, there are zero for men. We're like si zero, tuko hapa. And being also in this space, there are so many also enterprises that stand for mental health, but they don't. The problem is they just don't fully advocate for the boy child as much. But yes, they're there. They are accommodated, but we want them to be accommodated more. You see, and my hope and my prayer is in the next 2-3 years we will be able to accommodate not men not only in Nairobi but in the different counties, in the different aspects of the world, of African countries. Um, so that is just my prayer and hope, and that direction that we are going towards. Because there's so many. If we just get to assist and be there for them, then they can be the men we truly want, and also the men who we expect to come back to us and also engage us in the correct way and protect us in the manner that we would love to. Because you can't demand something that you're not creating space for. You can't want that job and you don't have the skills. You need to first get the skills so that you can be able to get that job. Like that is just the honest truth. And the hard truth is that people don't want to hear is you can't always demand something from someone that you can't give. So if I am a woman and I also can't protect the guy, he senses it. It's not a robot. He feels. And so in return, he will protect, but not as good as how he could have done it if he had the correct space and support. So it's a very hard truth that we also need, as much as we're looking at it on this other side, we also need to look at it on this other side and also try and help them. Help them get to and heal and unpack their wounds, and it's not direct helping. We have told you when would come, but I'm not sure if you can go into a space and start talking, right? You can't just start. You can't enter into this space and sijakwambia. It's until maybe you feel
comfortable, familiar.
yes, yes. And so we are trying to also niche it in a way that we could have workouts, and then after workouts we unpack. We could have walks, and then after walks we unpack. So we had a very beautiful event on June 15th, which was Father's Day. We had single dads, we had dads who are, we wanted to fully accommodate the dads. We had a play area for the kids. If you're a single dads who you want to come to the event and you don't have anyone to leave your child with. Like we fully were accommodative of the budget, and we got really good information, like good feedback, and also the sharing was really good. Like you could see them, bantering each other in a good way, holding space. We had Jenga, a game called Jenga with purpose. So you play Jenga, but when you pick the then you need the block before you put it on top, it is written, it has like reflective statements that you need to share. So you see, that is a good way of to engagement, because men can't be engaged the same as women. So we hope and pray that it will get to a place where it really flourishes, and it gets to help a lot of men from different communities and different backgrounds. And after we help them, we go back, the community will also come back to help us help others. Because because sometimes men don't help each other like that. Because maybe a woman can go back, get that success, and come back to that community that really, journeyed with her, and put some effort back to it. But sometimes men forget very quickly, and so to say, so they go, and then they don't come back to help that younger child or the younger self who is also trying to navigate through certain seasons. So we would want to also like teach them, well, as you go and come back.
Yeah.
Please come back.
Yeah, you don't have to create another problem.
Yeah, don't create another, be the solution.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we really had a very beautiful event. That experienced this t-shirt, and it was very funny, because all the partners who I expected to come on board, not most of them, some of them did, but most of them didn't. And the unexpected ones are the ones who came on board. And the event was really beautiful. You could always go to our Instagram and YouTube to check it out. Yeah, so we are hoping to plan more awareness programs. And if you're out there, you're listening and you're looking for a community, please join us. It's a really beautiful way to just journey with life, knowing that you're not alone, and you're truly, truly not alone. We also have a follow up on WhatsApp that people like text very heavy things, and we encourage each other through the journey. So yeah, I am a founder and I am a female. So many people, even when they reach out. It's very funny. Let me just share this. How people reach out and they think I am a man. So they text like the number, because it's away from my personal one, and they are like, "Hello, sir." Every single time somebody would reach out, "Hello, sir," and I'm like, funny, it sells. If it's a men's community, it must be a man leading it. No, you see, that is why we are bringing the change and equality, like statements coming in, so that we can be able to bring the change. And it's not stereotyped that you need to be this so that you can bring this change. You can be who you are. You can dream. It's limitless. It's amazing to live in this life currently. So yeah, the founder of Emoease is.
Okay, thank you for that, Naomi. And as we are winding up, thank you for that. That is imekuwa mind changing. I still have a lot of questions, but because of time, I will just want to. This is something based on the books you've read. So, like for the books that you've read, based on passion and purpose, which book was your favorite one? You kind of felt like that information was well entailed in that book.
Passion and purpose.
Yeah.
I think I'd say. I think I'd say the Wangari Maathai memoir.
Wangari Maathai memoir.
Yes.
Your current read?
Yes, actually, just rereading it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, just
You hard copy, soft copy.
Hard copy.
Hard copy.
Where soft copy, sometimes I get swindled there. I'm like, what was I doing? Now I'm in Snapchat. I was reading there. Hard copy for sure. Hard copy for sure. So, I read that book a while back, but I forgot some of the context. I think also reading it at that time was just going through it. I am a fan of reading books. I'm just reading. I did take lessons, but I think at this time also going back to certain chapters, it hits different, especially also with what is happening in our country. Sometimes you see struggles that you would go through, and they're written there. Like, they're so similar. I think there was a time after the maandamano and what was happening, I just took a snapshot of the chapter, and it was so similar. Like the struggles that at that point were happening were the struggles that were happening currently. At that current point. So it was just very beautiful to see. So about passion and purpose, she understood what she wanted, she understood what change she wanted, and the challenges she faced when bringing that change. And she died holding her truth. And I think that just speaks highly of, passion and purpose. She was very passionate about the environment. She was planting, it's not that saying, it's this power in saying and doing it. She was saying when doing it. Or sometimes she has already done it, then she says. So there's just a lot of passion and purpose with what the late Tongani Madai did. And it just speaks highly, especially her being a woman and her being fighting for spaces where during that time were considered for men, or doing things that were considered that the men should be doing. She really fought for her position and where she wanted to be and the change she wanted to drive. You see, and that is why she just sells what purpose and passion looks like. Yeah, even if when she was, because when the book is ending, she kind of regrets not being a part of her children's life as much as she should have been. But it was a life well lived for her as well. It was just a balance of, she didn't understand how to do it, but she says she believes she did her best, but she could have done more in terms of her being there for the children. You see, I think especially when there was a time when she was divorced with the husband, and it was, real news during that time. It was not Twitter, it was the like gazettes, and during that time, you see the transition of how hard that was for her, and it brings me to that point when you were saying, when you understand your why, you will just go through with what you believe. I think during that time was a very difficult time for her because um, the rumors of, so it was not rumors, like the truth of her and the husband breaking up, and then it was very messy. It was on the news, it was on the front pages of the papers. Like it was very messy for her. But then she still continued with the struggle. The struggle she believed in. Because at that point, when everything is falling apart because of what you truly believe in, then you should stop. But then she didn't. So I think about passion and purpose, for me, that speaks to me more.
Yeah. Thank you, Naomi. And where can people find you?
So my Instagram, you can find me. I'm not on TikTok. I am. My account is there, but I'm not active. Yeah, TikTok is very addictive, and at some point I just wanted a break from it, and it's been a very long break. So I just go there maybe once in a while, like once in a very blue moon. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Njeri002. Find me on LinkedIn as Naomi. Find me on what platform? X as Naomi again. Most platforms actually you just find me as Naomi Njeri. Yeah, Naomi Njeri, yes. So if you go to Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, those are my most active um, groups or socials. Yes, so you'd find me there. I could share with you my WhatsApp number, but they're still sending M-Pesa.
Okay.
So no, yeah, so now I'm on all the platforms, and for Emoease on Instagram, Twitter, on Instagram, YouTube, you could find us. We're still not there. We're still trying to transition because now we've gotten a very beautiful team behind social media and everything. Now it will be easy for them to run, because when sometimes we're doing things alone, it becomes too tedious. So we do have a social media person, manager who will be running the social media from now moving forward, and it will be easier for him to, you know, create all the other accounts. But we do have an Instagram account at Emo. So Emo, alafu Emo, then E, then dot, then ASE. Emo, E, then dot, then ASE. On Instagram, and then on YouTube, just Emoease community. Yeah, we have at least one video up and running. We were test driving the
That is a
account.
lot.
Yeah. Yes, I know. So we were test driving the account to. It has at least a part of what the June 15th event was. Yeah, and we are looking also. The poster is not out yet, so this, if you're watching this, when maybe when you air it, it would have, the posters would have already been out. But we have an event come August 24th.
Okay.
It's a mental health walk. Theme ego. We're going to fight ego, guys. So ego comes in different forms. So we will get to journey with you through that. We have a mental health walk on 24th of August in Karura, and charges are only 300 bob, inclusive of your entrance fee and snacks. Yeah. What you need, just carry a non-plastic water bottle. That will be good. Okay. Yeah, and your great vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you again, Naomi.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for your time. That was a profound one. Yeah, I've learned a lot, and I'm very humble. I'm very humble, and I still have a lot of questions to ask you. Yeah, so we have a lot.
Me again.
Yeah, I will have you again. Yeah, and to my never-ending support viewers, I just want to thank you for your support. It's part of the reason we keep on doing what we are doing. And yeah, do have a good one. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.